Have you ever heard of a face tumor? It's a strange kind of tumor that can grow anywhere on the body and looks like a human face. This man used to have a handsome face, but now he's extremely ugly because of the face tumor. The scariest part is that the tumor has its own consciousness. It takes control of his body 2 or 3 times a day and keeps threatening to torture him to death. The man is going crazy. He found Blackjack and said he'd pay any price to get his face back. However, as Blackjack was about to make the first cut, the tumor suddenly woke up. It threw Blackjack to the ground and took control of the man's body, jumping off the operating table. Fortunately, the man quickly regained control of his body. He seemed to have no memory of what had just happened. Blackjack diagnosed him with multiple personality disorder. The violent personality would emerge with the changes in his face. Prepared for the situation, this time before making the first cut, he strapped the man to the operating table with restraints. Sure enough, the tumor woke up again when it sensed danger. But Blackjack had already prepared anesthesia. After a 7-hour surgery, the tumor was successfully removed. Soon it was time for the man to recover. But the moment the bandages were removed, everyone was stunned. Underneath the bandages was still the face of the tumor. Blackjack couldn't accept the failure of the surgery and prepared to control him for further treatment. But unfortunately, the violent personality was extremely strong. Blackjack simply couldn't defeat him. During the fight, a scalpel fell to the ground. Blackjack instinctively threw it, hitting the man with precision and causing him to go into shock and collapse. Blackjack quickly performed another surgery. It turned out that the reason for the previous surgical failure was that even under anesthesia, the man's violent personality would still lurk in his subconscious. Only by putting him into a state of shock could he forcibly break free from the control of the other personality and perfectly remove the tumor. This time, the surgery went very smoothly. After the bandages were removed, the man's face was finally restored. When the assistant saw the man wearing sunglasses, she instantly remembered. Wasn't he the serial killer she had seen in the newspaper? In the next second, she frantically pounded on the window to warn Blackjack, but he was knocked down by the man with a single blow. It turned out that ever since he had that tumor, the man's desire to commit crimes had diminished. He sought treatment from Blackjack in order to resume his criminal ways. Suddenly, the man convulsed, and his face began to distort. The second personality emerged. In the next second, he lost his balance and fell off a cliff. It turned out that this face was the man's kind-hearted personality. He had always refused Blackjack's surgery, intending to let the man suffer with this face for the rest of his life and eventually atone for his sins with his death.